Right, guys. So we are getting started right now. Let's give a minute for people to actually join the live stream, and then we can kick off. So there's about 6 more minutes for the. It's about 6 minutes to the opening itself, and we are going. So we're going to be trading live today. I think we might actually have an opportunity to trade on the NASDAQ, but it's not very sure. So what we're going to do is we're going to observe first, then determine if you know if we should be taking a trade. All right. So I want to send the invites to the Twitter. By the way, if you're not following me on X, please follow me on X. Just go to X and then search for real Matt B and follow. Appreciate that. Okay, so let's go into the analysis. So let's quickly run the analysis, then we would see if we're going to be trading today. So first of all, see what happened last week. I will turn on my indicator. So if you don't yet have the indicator, you can reach out to me on Telegram and then I'll give you the indicator. So I just turn on my indicator now. It automatically marked for me my previous day highs, previous day low, and my session breaks. So you see all the horizontal line that you can see in my screen. Those are that's the indicator. It actually automatically draw out my previous day high levels and previous day low levels, right? So again, especially if you don't know why I'm using the indicator, I normally mark out the areas of liquidity or areas to pay attention to on NASDAQ. So for me, I normally use the PDH or previous day high, PDL, previous day low, Asian high and Asian low. So instead of me all the time marking it, so I created an indicator that automatically marks it. So that's what the indicator does. You can use it on any pair. You can use it in any pair that you're trading. It will just mark the previous day high, previous day low. It works for any pair. So if you're trading GBP, USD, gold, whatever you're trading, it works. And if the concept also applies, you can also use it the same way. I use a second indicator which marks the Asian range. You can see this this blue line up and down that you can see. That means that this is the range that price was trading during the Asian session, and before now there was a breakout, and the breakout was to the downside. And I do think that NASDAQ is actually going to continue going up. That's like my expectation, and because of that, I will have to be careful. Though it's I cannot just say, okay, we're gonna buy from where price is right now. Then you have to put your stop loss is gonna be too big. That's about 100 and that's about 200 point stop loss. So it's too much. Ideally we should use like 100 point stop loss. For NASDAQ. So it's not ideal right now for you to take any trade on the NASDAQ because the setup is too wide. So in terms of where NASDAQ is right now, you know that NASDAQ is actually in a uptrend. For the last 30 days, it has been going in one direction, just trending up. You can already see that. Even if you draw a trend line, you can see that that's just been going up all the way. So that means that, potentially we can continue to look for buys on the NASDAQ, especially if there's like a pullback. And guess what actually happened? There was a pullback today. The pullback reached into where we can call a demand level, right? So there is a demand right here and price already reached it. There's a demand here and price already got into that level. So that means that there's a chance that during the opening in the next 2 minutes, NASDAQ might potentially come back inside of the opening range, inside of that demand range, and then continue to go to the upside. And so because of that possibility, what we can actually look out for is that since today is also Monday, I'm actually, so to give you an update on the challenge account itself. So today, okay, let me just log into Equity Edge account, right? All right, so I'm gonna log into the Equity Edge account, and then you can see. So this is the Equity Edge account. I have, I still have 3 accounts right now. I have the 5K live account, the new 50K accounts, and an instant account that I was given. So today, I'm thinking I'm going to trade only the instant account, the free account 50K, because today is Monday. NASDAQ needs to create a new direction, and I don't want to be on the wrong side. So the 50K challenge itself, we're still in the phase 1. No trade has been taken yet. So there's a chance that I will not be trading it today until tomorrow, or maybe later on whenever a proper setup has been created. So because on the challenge, actually, we're looking to just trade, like I'm trying to pass this account in less than 5 trades, or in total of 5 trades maximum, right? So I try to be as careful as possible with the type of trade that I'm going to take. And I don't mind trading it for like 2 weeks before I pass, or even 1 week. I mean, I wish to just, pass the phase 1 in 1 week, of course, but yeah. Anyway, guys, so the opening has just started. So NASDAQ just opened now, and okay, so it looks like they are continuing the push to the upside, and I do think that NASDAQ is actually going to go up, but we cannot enter because where you're going to put your stop loss is too much. So the best is to wait for a new setup. When a new setup actually happens, then we can take the trade. In the morning, I was actually checking the charts in the morning around London session. Normally, I don't trade London session, but I just look at the charts in London session. So during London session today, I was actually looking at the charts, and I saw that there was a sell opportunity because price took the previous day high, which is the high of Friday, and it's not going to break out of the Asian high. So I saw the formation and I was looking to sell, but because it's not my session, I did not sell. And guess what happened? I came back some moments later and I saw that NASDAQ had actually sell 200 points. I'm like, whoa, imagine having entered, but because this doesn't always happen in London session most of the time. So it's just a one-off or setup that happens. But I saw the setup in the morning, but I didn't take it because it wasn't in my session. Don't forget that I'm only going to be trading the New York session, and that would make sure that I can also secure another payout, and I can also pass the ongoing challenge itself. So if you're also trading along with me on this new challenge, I would say that you could always reach out via Telegram in case there is or in the comment section if there is a pair that you are trading. Let's say you're trading gold or something, and if you're on this live stream, you could put it in the comment section. We can take a look at it and and see if the setup makes sense on that pair that you're trading as well before you actually enter. I really want a lot more people to actually pass their challenges as well and start getting payout as well. And let's trade smartly, guys. But my idea today, I do think that let's see what S&P 500 is doing first. So S&P 500 is doing the same thing as NASDAQ. US 30 is doing similar thing as NASDAQ. So I'm expecting NASDAQ to go up. US 30, let me see US oil. US oil is going down. So if US oil is going down, then NASDAQ has to go up. So there's a chance that at a point NASDAQ would go all the way up, but there's now maybe they will first of all go down before they go up, and that's why this setup is not the best right now. This setup has a lot of question marks, and that's why I would not really engage the setup because it's not the best setup. For it to become a best setup, what has to happen for me is that imagine on 15 minutes, if NASDAQ can manage to come all the way to the previous day low, that's the lowest point that price was trading on Friday. So from where we are right now, if NASDAQ can come into this zone, maybe even take the low of the previous day low and start creating a buy formation, I'm interested in buying from anywhere here, and I can target another high, So because of that, I'm going to just stay patient and just do nothing. Most of the time, these scenarios happen, much later in the day, and it's looking like we are having a slow session. If you see the ATR value right now, the ATR is average true range. By the way, the indicator that I'm using, it also automatically tells you the ATR value, the same indicator that I made. It tells you the ATR. ATR means the average price movement right now, which is ATR, average true range. So it's saying 47, so let's round it up to 50. That means if you're taking any trade, you should be using times 2, which is 50 pip times 2, which should be a 100 pip stop loss. So if you're trading NASDAQ, your minimum stop loss should be 100 points at least. So in terms of target, actually, because you know that NASDAQ is already in all-time high, right? If you want to know where it's going to get to, and there's no level to the left, so we need to start using psychology number. The next psychology number right now is 28,000. So NASDAQ might be high 28,000, right? So That means, and where NASDAQ is right now to 28,000 is 250 points. It's a good trade. Let's say you are buying from here. Your target should be 28,000, right? But I'm not trading from here, so you will wait for another setup. And absolutely, potentially, I think NASDAQ might actually reach 30,000. Because if you look at it, 28,000, and there's a chance that this same half of the year, or maybe even this month, NASDAQ can potentially reach the 30,000 mark, right? And let's see how many pip is there from 30,000 to where we are right now. From that, so it's about 2,000 points. And if you see what NASDAQ did all of last month, NASDAQ actually went up about 3,000 points. So that means that there's a chance that NASDAQ would eventually reach the 30,000 mark very soon. So I'm putting alerts on these levels, because I know that sooner or later NASDAQ is gonna have to reach those levels, right? So, and we would be getting ready for it. So yeah, I'm just putting a line there to say, okay, NASDAQ can actually reach 30,000. But in the immediate price, I do think that we can wait for NASDAQ on smaller levels. So the levels that I think we should be waiting for NASDAQ right now is 28,000. That's number one. 28,500 is another one. So 20,500 would be another interesting price level to actually watch out for. So I'm just gonna put a line over there at 28,500, right? So that's 28,500, and that's a arrow. So there's a chance that NASDAQ will reach 28,500. After 28,000, they obviously, 28,000, 28,200, every 100 points after 28,000, NASDAQ will definitely get there. But I think if NASDAQ can reach 28,000, the next big target is 28,005. And after 28,005 is 29,000. After 29,000 will be 29,005. After 29,005 will be 30,000. So every 500 points is going to be my outlook. Why? Because I think that those are actually a better psychology number, like round figure number that institution can be targeting in terms of where they will take out their, where they will let the trades to reach. So, and because of that, if we are taking trades that we are thinking of where to close, these numbers and these levels are going to be the place to actually wait for NASDAQ to reach. Then you're going to close your trade after it gets there. So yeah, and with that, I think we are actually good in 29,000 as well. So what I'm basically doing right now, I'm just drawing out the level that I think NASDAQ is going to reach in terms of if it keeps buying up. So if NASDAQ keeps going up, the immediate target is of course 30,000. But before it gets to 30,000, it needs to get to all those smaller levels first before 30,000. And right now, the next target is 28,000 from where we currently are. So if NASDAQ will be buying from here now, it's going to be going for that 28,000 and maybe even go further than 28,000. So the fact that the movement is very slow, it's looking like we're not going to get any trade on this live session. So that means that we would potentially wait until later today or come back tomorrow. If for the next 3 or 4, 5 hours, for the next 5 hours, if there is no setup, that means that we will be looking to trade till tomorrow again. And potentially there might be a movement in Asian session if there is no movement at all today. So we will come back again next week. Or tomorrow rather, after the Asian session. So if there's no movement at all in this session, this New York session, NASDAQ is gonna move in Asian session. And although I'm not gonna be live trading by that time, I'm not even gonna be looking at the chart by that time, but I might be looking at the chart, but I technically will not be able to enter the trade if the setup is not proper. But if the setup is proper, I would definitely enter the trade, even if it's like around at 6 p.m., 8 p.m. thereabout. Yeah, between now and 8 p.m. I can still take a trade because we're still going to be within the Asian or the New York session. But anytime Nigerian time from like 9 p.m. above, then I'm not going to look for any trade again until tomorrow. Alright guys, we have about 6 more minutes to go for the first 15 minutes of the opening to finish, and then hopefully we do get an entry and we would be able to take a trade, but I don't think so because everything is moving just slowly right now. So while we're waiting, let's go and take a look at the news that we have for this week. So there's there's bank holiday in UK today, but that doesn't mean anything for us. So it's not any news that is affecting our trade. So no news is going to affect our trade today. Let's see for Tuesday. For Tuesday, there's a news by 3 p.m. Nigerian time. So around this time, we're not going to be trading. If you're trading prop firm, you need to know that they have a rule around trading news, especially equity hedge that I'm trading. I cannot trade 2 minutes before and 2 minutes after. So that means by 2:58 p.m., I should not be entering any trade or closing a trade or taking a trade in profit until 3:02 p.m. has passed. So I need to be careful. But for me, I do a safety buffer. I leave at least 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after, just to make sure that, or I just avoid trading totally around the news period until the news has passed, like let's say 15 minutes or 30 minutes has passed. Then I can open a trade. And on Wednesday, there is no red folder news, so no problem. On Thursday, there's no red folder news as well. On Friday, we are going to be having the NFP because it's the first. No, it's not the first Friday, so it's the second Friday, but apparently it wouldn't be the NFP. Okay, that's fine. So let's see how it goes this week. I think we're going to have an amazing week, and we would see how that turns out. So we do have about so the way this price action is working right now, yeah, is looking like it's going to buy, yeah, because sellers are not in the market, yeah. So, but even though it looks like it's going to buy, there's a chance that after it buy, it will sell a lot before it now actually starts buying. So that's what I want to wait for. So there's a chance that from where we are right now, NASDAQ can go, take the Asian high, and then reject back into this level before it actually starts buying the real buy. So I would advise that you should not buy yet. And then there's also a chance that from here it just continue buying and does not even come back at all. So you also want to be as you want to be as conservative as possible, guys. So anyway, I think we are going to be fine this week. We're going to make money and not lose money. When it comes to like making money in trading, it's all about knowing which trade you want to enter and which trade you don't want to enter. Although, for you to know the trade you're going to enter and the trade you're not going to enter, you have to have entered a lot of trade before. And the data that you have collected from entering those trades is going to help you to know when to trade and when not to trade. And that's also why I always recommend on the channel that trade only one pair, at least for 1 year. Trade one pair for 1 year, if you're especially in the beginning and yet to be seeing consistent payout as well. And that's what I'm also doing. Trade one pair, trade one session, and record your first 100 trades. I've already done all that, so I already know like what I'm doing. I know, okay, whenever NASDAQ, like there are some bread and butter setup that I really like. If I see some setup, I don't hesitate to take the setup. Like I just take it, because I've seen them work again and again and again and again. So that means that if I see it again and I take it, even if it's a stop loss, I knew that the next one would be, a winning one because that setup always works, right? Anyway, that's that though, and we would see how it goes. Alright guys, so we've got 2 more minutes and this live stream is going to be over. If I see a trade, I'm going to come on the Telegram and post it, but for now I don't think there's any setup right now. So I would advise that we all step away for a while, unless you already have a setup on NASDAQ. If you have a setup on NASDAQ, or if you don't trade NASDAQ, let's say you are trading something else, then fine, that's better for you. But I think for NASDAQ right now, we need to be patient. Though I set a lot. One of the things I'm doing is I already set an alert where I'm interested. I'm interested for price to come back to this level, and the previous day level. So I set 2 alerts already. 2 alerts below, 1 here and 1 at below the demand zone I drew here. So if NASDAQ can come back to those levels, I'm going to be interested in actually, taking the trades from those levels. So, and that's it. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming to the live stream. We don't have any setup yet, and the challenge has started today, but there's no trade yet. So that means we have not taken any trade. And this is still the account. 0 trade, no trade at all. We're going to be taking a trade very soon, and when we're taking trade, everybody's going to know. So thank you. Let's all go and enjoy the rest of your day. Have fun, and we're going to have an amazing week. And bye-bye for now. By the way, if you're not on the Telegram, you can use the link in the description of this video or any of my video and join the Telegram channel. And I'll see you tomorrow again. Thank you, guys.